And today I feel so much joy and excitement to bring this conversation to you called Awakening the Investment Within. You are your own best asset, right? So in this episode, we're going to explore this idea, right, that the most valuable investment that you can make is in you. It's in yourself, right? And it can be anything from personal development to spiritual growth to trainings to financial empowerment. We're going to dive into how prioritizing you can lead to freedom in every single area of your life, because that is what I want for you: freedom in your health, freedom in your wealth, freedom in your time, and that inner peace, that inner freedom, right? Just imagine you've got a car. These are the four wheels on the car. And in order to feel true freedom, you've got to find freedom in all four of these places, right? So whether you're a wild and free yogi, a stay-at-home mama, or an aspiring entrepreneur, this episode is going to inspire you to recognize your worth and to take aligned action. Aligned action. And so I want to start off by sharing a story about a time that I invested in myself and it transformed my life. And I just want to preface this by saying this was one of the scariest things that I've ever done in my life, was investing in myself. And, I'll never forget, back in 2020, March 13th, 2020 to be exact, was the day that my husband and I both lost our jobs on the same day. We both lost our secure income on the same day. And on top of that, all yoga studios were forced to close and we had to transition to doing things online. And it was like the scariest time in my life. And fast forward about 3 months later, we both got our jobs back. My husband and I both got our jobs back at the same place. And I actually got a pay decrease when I started back again, right? So I didn't get an increase. I actually got a pay decrease. I was doing sales and my percentage that I made per sale, it went down, and they were trying to make up for the lost sales that they had over the past, 3 months, when the majority of coffee and tea shops had closed down. I was doing sales for a tea company, and they experienced a huge loss, and so they had to make up for this. And so I was just grateful to be able to do it again. And I continued to work for them for the next year. And over that next year, I continued to build, and I continued to bring on new establishments, new coffee shops. And we watched, the company begin to grow and expand over that next year, that next 12 months. And it was about a year later, I was about 18 months old, and I was working from home. I was working remotely. I was kind of working on my own schedule, and they encouraged me that I should put my daughter into daycare because I was having trouble keeping up with the workload. I couldn't find the balance between chasing after an 18-month-old toddler. I was chasing around an 18-month-old toddler and trying to balance, working from home. It was just like, it got to be too much. And so I looked into daycares, and I was blown away. At the time, I was making like $2,000 a month, and it was going to be like $2,200 for me to put her in a part-time daycare for somebody else to raise my child. That brings up a lot of emotion for me, I remember, and I wasn't willing to do that. And so I asked them for more money. I asked them if I could go back to what I'd been making before the pandemic happened and whatnot. And they said no. They said that they couldn't, and that they were still recovering from that lost time. And so I had to make a choice. I had to make a decision. Would I put my daughter into daycare and have somebody else raise her so that I could make the same amount of money? It just didn't make sense to me. And so I didn't know what was going to come next. And I ended up leaving that job on good terms, Like I still am friends with the owner to this day. She's one of my dear friends and I appreciate her so, so much. I just wasn't willing to sacrifice my daughter's childhood, something that I dreamed of my whole entire life. I dreamed of being a mama. More specifically, like I really dreamed of being a stay-at-home mom and being able to be present for those moments. And so after I left that job, that's when I got a nudge to get into this program, this course called Manifestation Babe Academy. And I'd been following Catherine Zampina for years. She was introduced to me by one of my best friends in the whole entire world, Hannah Gooderham. She shared with me about Catherine Zampina, and I'd taken her course before, and she was doing another program. It was a 6-month-long program about learning how to manifest your dream life. And it was a pretty penny to get to get invested into it. And so it was pretty scary that I just left my job and now I'm, investing into this program. And which brings me into this whole entire podcast episode, is that you are your own best asset. I learned so many things about beliefs that I've been carrying from my childhood, beliefs that have been instilled in me from such a young age, right? Your subconscious mind, this is something that I learned in that program too. Your subconscious mind is created between 0 and 7 years old, right? So you are a sponge from 0 to 7. You are just taking in the beliefs, the words, the language that you are hearing from your teachers, from the students surrounding you, from your parents, from your aunts, your uncles, your daycare people. Like literally you are just a sponge for it. And what I didn't realize is all of these limiting beliefs that I had around not only success, but around money. And it was really, really eye-opening for me to see this, to awaken to the light within, and to know that I had the ability to change those things. It wasn't going to be easy, and no way was it going to be easy. It was going to be worth it, right? And that's the thing, is that nothing that's worth doing is easy, but it is worth it, right? And so investing in myself, that was one of the first times. Actually, no, that was the second time when I invested in my yoga teacher training. That was the first time that I invested in myself. And that was when I really that was when, the light started to come on. It was the first time that I did my very first 200-hour yoga teacher training. And so anyway, this podcast is not about, it's not just about the money, right? It is about the energy. It's about the time, the growth, and the freedom, right? So what does it mean to invest in yourself? What does it mean to invest in yourself, right? Investing in yourself, it means prioritizing your growth, your personal growth, your well-being, and your potential in a way that creates lasting value in your life, right? It's about making conscious choices that align with your highest self, whether that's through learning new skill sets, improving your health, deepening your mindset, or expanding your financial opportunities, right? So first things first, investing in your health. I cannot encourage you enough to look at your health as an investment and not an expense, right? Look at your health as an investment and not an expense, right? Nourishing your body with whole foods and hydrogen-rich drinking water, moving your body daily. Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's strength training, maybe it's snowboarding, or any activity that makes you feel fully alive. Prioritize that every single day. And also on the other side, prioritizing rest, prioritizing sleep, mental well-being through mindfulness and stress management, right? This is prioritizing your health. And it is one of the number one things. Health is my number one core value. And I only know because at one point in my life, I didn't have my health. And at one point in my husband's life, he didn't have his health. And when you don't have your health, the only thing that you desire is to be healthy again. Am I right? Right? Cheers to that. Right. And so investing in your health, first and foremost. Number two, investing in your mindset and your personal growth, right? And so this is through reading books, right? I truly believe that all of the answers are in books. I did the whole college thing. I graduated after 4 years, and I learned so much more after college when I started reading books. I cannot recommend enough Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. That changed my life. What is it? The Magic by Rhonda Barnes. It's the sequel to The Secret. It's not a book that you read cover to cover. It is a book that it's got 28 different chapters. And so you read a chapter a day, which is like 4 or 5 pages. And then you do the exercise at the end. I have incorporated this into my life about 2.5 years ago. And I still, to this day, I read a chapter and do my gratitude practice every single morning. And it doesn't take that long. It takes 5 to 10 minutes tops, right? And so if reading books isn't your jam, do audiobooks, right? Listening to podcasts, working with a mentor to help shift limiting beliefs. Because the thing about these limiting beliefs is that they are so embedded in your subconscious that you don't even realize they're there. And so working with a mentor, working with a coach that can listen, radical listening, listen for those beliefs and then reflect them back to you and offer a perspective shift for you, right? That's one of the things that changed my life too, right? Investing in working with a mentor that had the life that I really truly desired, right? Because here's the thing is you're going to get advice from people that maybe don't have the life that you desire. Stop taking advice from people that don't have the life you desire. Take advice from the people that are doing the things that you dream of, right? And really practicing self-awareness, right? I really tapped into this when I did my yoga teacher training, and I really started to embody the yoga. And meditation as well too. I can't explain enough how much meditation changed my life when I really just became aware of those thoughts and not attaching to them, recognizing that every breath in and every breath out is an opportunity to release, to let go, right? Knowing with full certainty that those thoughts are eventually going to come back, right? They do. You have over 70,000 thoughts in any given day. And most of those thoughts are repetitive thoughts. I think like 90% of them are repetitive thoughts from your past or you planning out your future, right? And so just stepping into a place of meditation, of stillness, and setting a timer. And here's the thing, right? You don't go into meditation to get good at meditation. You go into meditation to become more aware, more present in your everyday life. And so if you set the timer for 2 minutes and you find yourself thinking and more thoughts and other thoughts, that's part of the practice. You recognize it and you begin again. And you might begin again 10 times. You might begin again 20 times. You might begin again 100 times, 1,000 times in that 2 minutes, right? And it's all about beginning again and recognizing that's the life cycle, right? Is recognizing that the end is the beginning and you always have the ability to start over and really stepping outside of your comfort zone. I cannot encourage you to do this enough every single day because growth doesn't happen inside of your comfort zone. Growth happens when you allow yourself to get uncomfortable and you sit with it. And you breathe through it. Your breath is your greatest tool in your tool belt. You breathe through it and you come out on the other side even stronger and with the ability to be able to help somebody else that is, in a similar place that you were in, right? And so personal growth and personal development, can't recommend it enough. Another thing that I can't recommend enough is investing in your financial and time freedom, right? Because in order to get your time and money back, you have got to be willing to invest your time and money in order to do so, right? We have been taught from a young age to go to school, graduate, get good grades, go to college for 4 years, and then go to work, go into the workforce, get a job, a job, just over broke for the next 40 to 45 years, right? Why are you willing to sacrifice 45 years of your life in order to maybe live 10, 15 years after that? And you're not in your best health. You're not in your highest health, right? On average, people begin to, as they get older, they begin to age. And I also believe that aging is a progressive pursuit of your comfort zone. So take that with a grain of salt and recognize that investing in your financial and time freedom is so vital to setting yourself up for life. And instead of sacrificing 40, 45 years of your life, what if you sacrificed 3 to 5 years to build a business that can pay you for the rest of your life? And it's not hard. It's all about learning the skill sets, Just like if you, like me, went to college, you learned skill sets. I'm not doing anything with the skill sets that I went for college for because I had no idea what I wanted to do. I actually decided that I wanted to go to school for biomedical engineering, and I changed majors within the first semester, and I switched to undecided because I just had no idea what I wanted to do. Lo and behold, my passion was teaching yoga and sharing that with the world, right? And so just recognizing that there is another way. There is another way. I knew there was another way. I always knew in my heart and soul that there was another way where I could invest into myself and have it pay me back. Right? One of the mantras that I say every single day is every time I invest in myself, I receive it back 10x. Every time I invest in myself, I receive it back 10x. Every time I invest in myself, I receive it back 10x. And so the last investment that I encourage you is investing in community and relationships, right? Surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, people who lift you up and challenge you to become your best self, right? Because I really want to encourage you to take a look at your circle of 5, the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Are they spending their days complaining, or are they spending their days dreaming bigger? Look at your circle. Look at your circle. Are they inspiring you or not? It's okay to set healthy boundaries in your life. You don't have to be best friends with everyone. Boundaries are your best friend. Create meaningful connections with people. Rather than being friends with everyone, create meaningful connections with your close-knit circle, right? Instead of staying in environments that drain your energy, right? Because you are a magnet. You are a magnet. And so are the people around you. And if they are that negative end of the magnet, it's gonna wear off on you, right? And so really just allowing yourself to learn how to ask for support and receive guidance. Ask and you shall receive, right? This can be with your meditation too, right? Before you sit down in meditation, ask for guidance on what you need help with. Speak it out loud. Ask questions. Questions are the answer. Questions are always the answer. And the quality of questions that you ask yourself determine the quality of your life. Right. So I really encourage you to take a leap of faith on the dreams that scare the crap out of you and that excite you, right? Trusting in your intuition and stepping outside of the matrix, stepping outside of the societal expectations that you were born into, and aligning your career with your lifestyle, with what sets your soul on fire, right? Because at your core, self-investment is an act of self-trust. Self-investment is an act of self-trust. It's like saying, I am worthy of this. My growth matters. My freedom is worth it. And when you make yourself the priority, everything else in life elevates. Your business, your relationships, your finances. You watch it all come into divine alignment. Self-investment is an act of self-trust. Right? And so those 4 pillars, once again, health, physical health, mental health, emotional well-being, wealth, financial literacy, wealth consciousness, and conscious money-making, time, how you spend your time reflects your core values. What are your core values? Get clear on your core values. My top 5 core values are health, family, adventure, integrity, and authenticity. What are your core values? And last but most certainly not least is inner freedom. Right? That inner freedom, spiritual growth, mindset, and consciousness, right? Society likes to tell us to look outside for success. Society likes to encourage us to look for that final destination, right? I'll be happy when I get the job. I'll be happy when I get the relationship. I'll be happy when XYZ. No, happiness is an inside job. Happiness is an inside job. You become happy on the journey, grateful. Gratitude is the number one thing. Gratitude and forgiveness. Gratitude and forgiveness are the 2 energies of transformation. Gratitude and forgiveness. You start forgiving yourself for your past. You can't change your past, but what you can do is change the meaning behind it. And you start stepping into gratitude for what you already have, and watch how everything begins to shift for you, right? So some ways to invest in yourself, right? Education, courses, like I mentioned, I took a course with Catherine Zankina. Take a course that feels in divine alignment with you. Maybe it's human design. You want to learn more about human design or content creation or TikTok, or maybe you want to learn how to play the ukulele or whatever that looks like for you. Take a course, attend a retreat, whether it be a yoga retreat or a personal development retreat. Learn new skill sets, right? Investing in your health and your wellness, right? Investing in, if it's a yoga membership or a membership at the gym, investing in clean, filtered, and ionized water, investing in mindfulness, investing in proper nutrition, right? Because if you don't pay for your food now, you're going to pay for it later. You are going to pay for it later. Investing in community, investing in mentorship, working with coaches, surrounding yourself with people who elevate you, investing in mindset work, right? Investing in yourself. It doesn't just change you. It changes all the people around you. It changes your family, your community, and even the world, right? Because here's the thing, you cannot change other people. But what you can do is you can change yourself and hope that it inspires other people to make conscious changes as well too. And you watch, it does, it will. It always does. And so I encourage you to journal and reflect. Where are you currently investing your time, your energy, and your resources? Write it down. Where are you currently investing your time, energy, and resources? And then identify one area where you can start investing in yourself today. Today. It doesn't have to be huge. It can be getting an app on your phone that has meditations that's 99 cents, right? And that's an investment into yourself, right? And that's the thing is you got to shift your mindset and recognize that it is an investment and not an expense, right? Assets, investing in assets pay you back over time versus liabilities depreciate over time, right? So investing in yourself, you are your own best investment. Take this mantra with you. I am my own best investment. Repeat it. I am my own best investment. I am my own best investment. I am my own best investment. That's all I got for you today. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Awaken the Light Within. If this resonated with you, share it with somebody that you love. And remember that when you invest in yourself, you awaken the light within that guides you to freedom. I love you so much. I'll see you.